If you're over 60, someone, maybe a lot of people, have told you to take it easy. Maybe you're even starting to believe them. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not and why I think that they're wrong. So, what does slowing down actually mean? What does it look like? I want to be clear about something. I'm not talking about running marathons. I'm not talking about going to the gym 6 days a week. I'm just a bloke who's getting older and I'm paying attention. What I'm talking about is something quieter, and slowing down isn't always obvious. It doesn't happen overnight, but it just creeps in. It's a walk you decide to cut short because the weather's not great. It's the thing you're going to do, the early start, the hill that you're going to climb that keeps getting pushed back because it's easier not to. And here's the thing that nobody says out loud. That feeling, the pull towards comfort, gets stronger as you get older, not weaker, stronger. I feel it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But feeling it and giving into it are two very different things. So why do most people slow down? I think it's worth being honest about why people slow down. Because it's not laziness. Not really. It's something more understandable than that. You get to a certain age and your body starts giving you reasons, little aches on your joints that weren't there 5 years ago. You get tired a bit quicker than you used to. And every single one of those things is a perfectly reasonable excuse to ease off. Add to that, the world around you starts changing of its expectations. People stop asking what you're training for. They start asking if you're taking care of yourself, as if those things are the same, and they're not. Retirement is coming for me in less than a year, and there's a version of that I could step into very, very comfortably. A version where I could start winding down, start putting my feet up, start treating myself as someone who's earned the right to coast. I want to be honest, that's tempting, it genuinely is. But I've watched what happens when people give in to that. Not just physically, in here. The body follows the mind. When you decide that you're done pushing, everything starts to confirm that decision. The walks get shorter, the mornings get later, and the standards slip. And slowly, and this is the part nobody tells you, slowly you start to disappear. Not from the world, but from yourself. I've seen it happen, and I'm not willing to let it happen to me. So what's the decision? So I made a decision, not a big dramatic announcement, not some New Year's resolution, just a quiet decision I made to myself. I decided I'm not slowing down. Not because I think I'm superhuman, not because I'm trying to prove something to anyone, but because I looked at the alternative and I didn't like what I saw, quite frankly. So here's what the decision actually looks like. Every morning I'm out, doesn't matter what the weather's doing, doesn't matter if I'm tired. These dogs, they need walking. And honestly, that's the best thing for me, because it removes the decision. The walk happens, full stop. But it's not just a walk, is it? It's everything around it. The way I eat, the way I sleep, the way I think about the next 10 years. I'm not treating this decade as something to be managed. I'm treating it as something to be used. And that's a choice, not a personality trait, not natural fitness. A choice that I have to make again every single day. Some mornings that's easy, some mornings it really isn't. Here's what I've learned about decisions like this. The days when it's hardest to show up are exactly the days when showing up matters the most. Because that's when you're either building the habit or you're eroding it. There's no neutral, there's no in between. And I chose to build it. So what does refuse and slow down actually look like? Because I think people assume it means something extreme, but it doesn't. For me right now, it's this walk every morning, sometimes twice a day like now, in all weathers, and we get a lot of weather here. It's me putting my drone up when I'd rather just head home. It's the camera being out when part of me thinks nobody's watching. It doesn't matter, except it does, because standards you only keep when it's convenient aren't really standards at all. They're just preferences. It's pushing back against what's easy, not what's comfortable. Comfort has its place, but easy's the enemy. I'm also doing more structured training now than I was 2 years ago. Not because I'm training for anything specific, but because I've noticed that when I stop, things start going in the wrong direction quickly. And I'm getting them back takes longer than it used to. So I don't stop. And there's a phrase that I keep coming back to. Don't ease off. It sounds simple, and it is simple, but it's not easy. And the older you get, the more the world conspires to make easing off completely reasonable. My job, the one I've given myself, is to notice that and keep going anyway. I want to say something about motivation, because people talk about it a lot, don't they? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep going when you don't feel like it? My honest answer is, I don't rely on motivation. Why? Because motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. It's mood dependent. Some mornings I'm fired up. Some mornings I'd happily stay in bed. If I waited to feel motivated, I'd miss a lot of mornings, quite frankly. What I rely on instead is something more basic than that. It's standards. Standards aren't a feeling. A standard is a line in the sand. And below this line I don't go. And the line doesn't move based on how I feel that day. The line stays where it is. And once you build your life around standards rather than motivation, you stop asking whether you feel like it, you just do it instead. And there's the other thing, that doing it consistently over time, that's what builds a feeling, not the other way around. The action creates the energy, not the energy, the action. I spent way too many years waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel motivated, waiting for the right conditions. At 65, I don't have that kind of time to waste. Right, so let me ask you something. If I ask you to name one thing, just one, that you've been putting off because it doesn't feel like the right time, one walk you haven't done, one standard you've let slip, one morning you've given to the chair instead of the path, what is it? You know what it is. I know you know. Because it's the same for all of us. There's always something we've been meaning to get back to. If this video is doing anything useful, I hope it's making you think about that thing. Not with guilt, I'm not interested in guilt, but with intention. If you're new here, this channel is called the Over 65 Reset, and that's exactly what it is. A reset, not a wind down, a reset. So hit the subscribe if that's the kind of conversation you want to be a part of. Right, so let's finish this. So here's what I want to leave you with. Refusing to slow down isn't about being reckless with your body. It's not about pretending that you're 20 years old anymore. It's about being honest about the choice that's in front of you. Because there is a choice every single day. You can let the pace of your life drift downward and the world will make that very easy for you. Or you can hold the line, raise it even, and the world will make that harder. But it's possible. I know it's possible because I'm doing it. Not perfectly, not without bad days, not without the odd morning where the chair wins, but consistently enough that the direction is right. Consistently enough that 10 years from now, I want to look back and say, I didn't waste that decade. That's what this is about. Not fitness, not performance, just dignity. Taking responsibility for who you're going to be in 10 years by deciding who you are today. I'll be back on Sunday with another full video. And if you want to know what the next one's about, I'll put a link at the top. In the meantime, get out, even if it's just for 20 minutes. The walk doesn't care how far you go. Just go.